Recording this video after close of trade Tuesday 27th of August 2013. Wow, what a day, lot to talk about, a whole bunch of charts I want to show you. So 1640 was the level, we just sliced through it. The sell-off started in the overseas markets in the European session, and we just kept on going through the day session here on the E-mini. We're down in the 20s now, 1.9 million contracts traded. And look at yesterday's video saying the pullback has got to play itself out on the 135-minute chart, and there's the pullback level, and we've got to make end of trend on this time frame. So these haven't wrapped over, better sine waves not kind of wrapped over in order to make that end of trend, but this is a game changer. We've fallen through support on the daily chart. And just to go back to the weekly chart, you know, this has kind of been well telegraphed. You know, this move has been set off in 2011 with this exhaustion selling move. The exhaustion buying was getting the thing going, and we ended up at 1700 with an exhaustion buying. You know, all of the people that were buying into this exhaustion selling have now dumped into this exhaustion buying signal. Bearish divergence come in, Rambo patterns, you know, amateur up bars here testing up. That's kind of the shoulder, that's the head of this move. Bang, we're rolling over. So this is really important. On the daily chart, there we go. This is falling through the ice, classic blue professional bar, falling through support here. And you know, remember this last move, how weak it was up here with all these Rambo patterns I was talking about. We're up in the Himalayas and running out of oxygen. Bang, we've run out of oxygen, and now everybody's going to be jumping on board, kind of going the other way. Better X trend has followed it down, so now we kind of went back to the, you know, under the lip. It was pretty weak here. With today's activity, we're trailing the stop on the way down, and the trend line, you know, I was talking yesterday, we lurched through 1680 was the first area here. You know, little congestion pattern, and then bang through that support into a downtrend. Another little congestion pattern here, and 1680 was the 1640 was this number. Bang, and we've sliced through that with today's activity here. And just to remind everybody, we've got this you know, crash, stock market crash warning indicator kind of going off. It went off a few weeks ago. We've had this, you know, kind of pattern weakening of the commitment of traders numbers. We had a bearish divergence with this weekend's numbers going down. So we're down 5% from the highs. Now, you know, a 10% correction would take us into the 1500s, kind of around here. But a 20% correction would basically wipe out all of the gains that we've had this year. That would take us kind of down here into this kind of high 1300s level down here. So, you know, who knows where this is going over the next few weeks, but I would just be really, really careful of holding anything, you know, equities, holding them long. I think we're rolling over, and I think the next 2 or 3 weeks and months is going to be, you know, fireworks and a lot kind of going on. All of a sudden, I don't know if everybody's noticed, but the news feeds are covering a whole wide of issues, range of issues. We've got, you know, Europe has woken up from the summer, and all of a sudden we're talking about Greece again, we're talking about Italy again, we're talking about Spain again. Merkel's, you know, with the elections and so on, and then we've got, you know, all the Syria stuff kind of going on. All of a sudden the news is, and then we're talking about debt ceilings and, you know, kind of deficits and so on. So, you know, all of that's kind of perked up. It's going to be an interesting month. Now, just on the other side of things, so Japanese yen, talking about on the weekend how the commitment of traders was not supporting kind of the rally in Japanese yen. We have had a rally back up today. It was quite a strong move here. I've been kind of bullish on the yen just because I see a short covering rally kind of happening here. But sell-off in equities, you know, it's the carry trade, the unwind of the carry trade. So that's what we're seeing in Japanese yen. And you'd kind of expect it, sorry, I'm rolling through this so quickly. Here's the euro. It's like normally risk off, you know, we run into bonds and US dollar and so on. But, you know, what's quite interesting to me is the euro is really strengthening. I don't know, I keep on going through my head thinking about, you know, the surprise move in 2008 when the markets corrected was the US dollar strengthened. I mean, we all look back on that in retrospect and say, yeah, flight to quality or whatever. But I tell you, in 2008, 2009, that was a surprise. People weren't expecting that. People who knew history were expecting it, but, you know, the general, you know, the average kind of trader, it was a huge surprise. You know, and if the crisis happens in Europe or continues in Europe, I know we got some good numbers, consumer confidence out of Germany and stuff, but you know, if the real problems are on the balance sheets of the banks in Europe, they're repatriating funds, and the euro will kind of strengthen. This is, you know, it was a little test down. We ended up on the highs of the euro today. I've been saying that we've got bullish divergence on the commitment of traders on the euro. We're breaking into an uptrend here. This is going to be the surprise move, that the euro actually goes up, you know, while the equities are selling off. And then dollar index is kind of weakening at the moment. It wasn't a huge move down, but the yen and the euro are the ones that are strengthening at the moment. And then because of all the excitement in Syria, we've got kind of crude powering ahead really nice. Quite proud of this. We had the signal to get long into this was about 98. I was late into this trade, but looks like we're breaking back up above resistance here on this daily chart, and kind of continue up again. This is we've had 4 years of consolidation of crude. We got up into this 160s kind of last time around, and it's just been fussing around doing nothing in the 80s for a couple of years. So now all of a sudden we're breaking into uptrends, or continuing to break into uptrends on these charts. And here's so the rush to safety. Bonds, I was saying the other day that if we did get a sell-off in equities, the bonds would strengthen, and we certainly had that kind of here. And then gold and silver. Yeah, so gold's powering ahead, breaking through resistance here. Silver, which has been kind of the real runaway move at 19, this thing was holding, and all these blue professional bars buying this. This exhaustion buying is getting the move going, and we're now breaking through resistance here. We're moving into an uptrend. I suppose I'd like a few less blue professional bars, but it does show that this is breaking into an uptrend on this daily chart. It's going to run for a little bit, and it's because of the the uncertainty in Syria. Anyway, so I do hope you traded it well. I love getting emails from this. This one was from Clinton today. Hi Barry, use your indies. I made in excess of 15 points on the E-mini today. Well, that's bloody excellent, Clinton. Well done. Me. This is unbelievable. I missed the sell-off, and I'm awake during these hours, and so that was stupid. So here's the 1500 tip bar chart breaking down after yesterday's trade continues. So this is the European, when the European session is open, the after hours of the E-mini. So this thing just falls off a cliff 10 points down, and I missed all of this, which is dumb, as I said, because I'm awake during these hours. But the trade I made today was going long at the open at 37.75. and pulled out one shot, one kill for 4 points here. We had confluence on a whole bunch of charts on the 500 tip bar chart and the 45 to kind of go in long here, and I took out my... So, in a huge down day, the one trade I made was going short, which is kind of extraordinary. Anyway, it was into a resistance point on the 4500 tip bar chart, into there. So we'd had this left shoulder made with all these blue professional bars kind of come in early, and then that was just rallying back up to that resistance where it comes in, and then the downtrend continues until we get an exhaustion pattern with exhaustion selling. Here's the selling getting the move going, bang, there, and here's the volume coming in to end the move here. It's like the mirror image. The sellers are exiting here on this exhaustion, exiting their short trades, covering their short trades here with the exhaustion selling kind of going on. So we'd not finished it here because we hadn't had exhaustion selling, and it kind of came down here with a pullback to end of trend. But there we go. So kind of bizarre that I made my money on a long trade today after that kind of huge sell-off. Anyway, listen, I've got to rush to get this thing out, so hope your trading is going well, and hold on to your hats.